Hey, what's going on? Welcome. If you are watching the replay, make sure you hashtag replay so that I know that you were here, because my replay squad is everything, and I certainly do appreciate you. If you're watching this replay on YouTube, make sure you subscribe, and you can hashtag replay as well. Let me know that you were here. All right, so while you guys are getting on, let me share this out in a few places. Oops. Let me invite the person in particular that asked this question. I forgot to do that. I'll do that now. There we go. All right, and so I'm going to share this out in a few of my favorite places while you are jumping on. And let me know who you are and where you're from so I can shout you out and say hello. Well, let me get to the sharing part. Oh yeah, skip ahead. It's too late for me to say this now, but you can skip ahead probably about a minute and a half to 2 minutes to get to the content. Let me get this shared out, and then we'll be ready to go. All right. I hope you're having a fantastic day. Anytime that you get to do this all over again, it's an absolute blessing. So definitely make the most of it. So I hope you're really having a fantastic day. Oh, for heaven's sake, my technology is moving slow this morning. So I guess it'll just have to get shared later. I don't have time for this. My patience gets short when it comes down to technology sometimes. Like, listen, I really need this stuff to work, and I need it to work right now. All right, so let us go here. All right, there we go. Now that's working. It's working now. All right. Let me get this to a few of my favorite spots, and then I'll be ready to go. There it is. All right, now I'm done. Sharing's over. Okay, so first I want to welcome you. My name is Lysandra Everett. I am the Home Biz Tax Lady, where I help home business owners win the tax game. I am here Monday through Friday, 9 o'clock-ish. And when you tune into my show, you're going to hear about topics that are important to home business owners and their tax situations. All right, so today I'm talking about travel agents. Okay, there are tons of, travel agents, home-based business owners who are starting their own travel agency. And, so the question becomes about tax deductions, okay? So I'm really going to have more of a heart-to-heart here. I'm going to share some travel deductions that, that are pretty much common to everyone. But, after I do that, I'm going to have a real heart-to-heart discussion when it comes down to being a successful travel agent in the eyes of the IRS. Okay, so first of all, if you're running a home-based travel agency, then you have the normal deductions where you have your home office tax deductions, you have your mileage, you have meals, 50% of your meals that are business related. You have all of those things. Okay, so you have those normal those normal tax deductions. But then where it starts to get a little fuzzy is on the actual travel part, okay? So traveling to conventions and whatnot, again, that's a standard travel deduction for anybody that's in business, going to conferences and that thing that are industry related, that is standard among businesses. But when it comes down to travel agents, this is where it starts to get a little hinky, because, I really see a lot of travel agents saying, okay, well, I'm going on my next tax deduction. Here's what I need for you all to know. The IRS is not stupid, okay? The IRS is looking at a lot of things when it comes down to travel agents. As a matter of fact, travel agencies is one of those things that the IRS has its eye on because of its potential for fraud and for over deducting travel, right? That's what they're looking at. So let's put it into some real world perspective. So let's say that, you're a travel agent and you go, let's say, on a 7-day European trip. You're going to go check out some stuff for your clients, right? Okay, that's great. If that is your business related travel to go and check out a hotel, go check out some sites in order for you to possibly sell to clients, yes, that can be tax deductible. But here's the thing. If you sit here and you have all of these travel expenses on these trips that you went for business travel, but you never sell any of these trips, you are continually operating at a loss. Y'all hear me talk about the 3 out of 5 years. But if you are continually operating at a loss and you're going on all this business travel, the IRS is not that stupid, okay? And so what I'm saying to you is, if you're going on these trips to really sell to your clients, you better be selling these packages to your clients, right? You can't have, I put it to you, like this, like, how can people afford to have, doing all this travel and losing money? So if you've got somebody that's making a high 6-figure job, but yet losing all of this money in their travel business, that loss then reduces the taxable income, which is going to reduce your tax liability, right? After a while, the IRS catches on and goes, no, that is not correct, and we will be taking that money back. Thank you. And this just happened to a couple in Florida. I want to say it was a year ago, where they were both earning high 6-figure salaries, but they were showing these losses over, a series of years, like 4 or 5 years, because they were in business, and the IRS came back and disallowed all of those losses, because the IRS says, no, you were not functioning as a business. You were functioning as a hobby, but not as a business, and we will be taking this money. Thank you. Okay. So this is why I'm saying, when it comes down to the travel business, that you need to be making some money. You need to be having a business that is going to support you going to take these I forgot what they call them, exploratory trips. I think that's the term that's used, but I'm not sure. So you need to have a business that supports this exploratory trip. You need to have a plan in place to sell said packages, right? If you're saying you're going to go to, I don't know, Bora Bora, to put together a travel package to sell to your clients, and you never sell any travel packages to Bora Bora, that's going to raise a red flag. Okay. So along with, so you can definitely deduct the travel that is for your business. Now, if you're just going on vacation and you're going on vacation, do not try to turn your vacation into a business trip. It needs to be a business trip first. Okay. If you're going on vacation and then you happen to sell a vacation package to somebody, that does not turn your vacation into a business trip. All right. It needs to be a business trip first. Okay. And that's really with any business, right? Because I was told when I first got started in the network marketing industry, I was told that if I go on vacation and I just happen to sell stuff to somebody while I was on vacation, then I could write off my trip. That is not true. The foundation of your trip has to be business. Okay. That's how it's tax deductible. If you go on vacation and you happen to sell stuff along the way, or you pass out business cards and all, that does not make a tax deductible trip. All right. So the foundation of your travel has to be business. And as a travel agent, this is where you have to be on top of your documentation. You have to document, if you went to, I don't know, let's say you went to Jamaica, right? Let's say you went to this particular resort. You better have some notes about the resort. You better talk about the management, what kind of food, what kind of, restaurants they got, the staff. You better have some documentation where it looks like you went there really on business to put together a travel package to sell to your client. You better be talking about who you met at the hotel, whether you met with a manager, the owner, somebody, right? You better be, saying, okay, well, I went on this excursion. I like this. I didn't like this. And then you better have a plan to sell these packages to say, okay, yes, if I can put A, B, and C things together for this amount of money, and if I sell 10 of these, I'm going to make, $1 million, whatever, right? So it's not only you're just going to these places, you better be documenting where you went, who you went with, what were your findings and all of that stuff. And if you put a package together, you better have a plan in place written on paper that shows how you're going to sell these travel packages to whatever potential clients. Okay. So it's not that you just get to go on a trip and say, oh, that's just my latest tax deduction. No, it doesn't work like that. Documentation, y'all will hear me beat the documentation horse to death, because travel agents, because it's one of those, it's really, really more of a personally satisfying type business, right? Where, you just get to go travel and see the world. But, most people, what some people try to do, not most people, I take that back, not most people, but what some people try to do is say, okay, well, I'm a travel agent, so all of this is tax deductible, and that's just it. No. I cannot stress this enough. So for my travel agents, when you're going out, on your exploratory trips, and it can be something, it doesn't have to be anything far away. You could be looking at something locally, right? If you're looking at a venue locally to sell to your clients, you still better have the documentation. You better have, again, who you met with and all of that stuff. You better have all of that stuff documented in a folder, right? And, and then who you're going to sell it to, right? So it's not just I'm going to hop on a plane and I'm just going to go and I'm going to travel the world and it's all going to be a tax write-off. If it was that simple, everybody would do it, right? But it's not that simple. So the thing that I want to stress to my travel agents is, yeah, you get the normal deductions, your home office deduction, your meals, your mileage, and all of that, right? But where you need to be really on point with your documentation is when you go on these exploratory trips, right? Because if you decide, okay, I'm going to go and I'm going to check out this cruise, okay, to sell to my clients, and then you don't have a plan to sell that to your clients and you're continually losing money, the IRS is going to come back to you and say no, and then they will disallow those expenses. And what happens is when they disallow those expenses, whatever tax money you saved, you're going to have to pay that tax money back. All right. And with penalties and interest as well. Please do not forget the penalties and interest, because the IRS will not. All right. So I really hope this helps you with my travel agents and the people who are building travel businesses from home. Regardless of the state of the economy, people are always going to travel. Okay, that is just a fact of life. Whether it's traveling, locally or internationally, people are still going to travel. But if you're going to be out doing these exploratory trips, you better be on point with the documentation. You better be setting up some meetings with some hotel managers, some restaurant managers, excursion, people who provide the excursions. You better be setting up some meetings so that you can really substantiate that expense when it comes down to the IRS in the event that you are audited. Okay. So, and if you get in the habit of doing that now, when it really counts, that's, that's when it's really going to count, right? Because at some point, the IRS may come knocking at your door. I can't tell you how to not get audited. That is not a decision that we make. That's something that the IRS goes, okay, it's time to audit that person, right? But what I can do is tell you how to stand up to an audit, how to defend yourself to an audit. And the main thing that's going to be is your documentation that's going to support everything that you put as your expenses. So if you are a travel agent, this is so, I cannot stress to you how important this is, because the travel agents, that's one of those businesses where the IRS kind of has their eyeball over there checking out what you're doing, just because of the potential to be fraudulent, right? So that's what I got for you guys. I really hope this helps you out. For my travel agents, if you have a specific question about a deduction, make sure to hit me up. But overall, listen, those exploratory trips, you better document them. Thank you so much. Thanks for all the likes and the hearts and whatnot. I certainly do appreciate it. But yeah, that's it for my travel agent dudes. The IRS is not stupid. All of your trips are not going to be tax deductible. Come on. That's just not true. And don't even, and don't even, and I really just don't even try it like that, right? You know, if you're going for business, and you know, if you're going to get your life. If you're just going to get your life, then go get your life. But don't try to say, okay, well, that's just going to be my travel, be another tax deduction. People, this is what I need. I really need for people in business period to really stop being so flippant about the tax deduction, because not everything is going to be a tax deduction. I don't care. Everything I do in my business is not a tax deduction. That's just life. Stephanie said, what type of documentation do you require? Okay, so if you're going on an exploratory trip, for my travel folks, if you're going on an exploratory trip, if you are, you better be meeting with the hotel manager, the restaurant manager. If you go on excursions, the person that runs the excursions, you need to have documentation that shows that you met with these people, what your findings were, how much the excursions are going to cost, what kind of packages you're going to put together for your clients. If you have, and put it in a business plan for that particular travel package, right? So you say, okay, I'm gonna put a package together that's gonna cost $900, right? And so if I sell 10 of these packages, then I'm going to make, $9,000. And, how am I going to market these packages? Am I going to be using social media? Am I going to put together some graphics? Am I going to shoot some videos while I'm on this exploratory trip? This is what I'm talking about. You've got to have a plan in place to sell whatever your exploratory trip was about. So this is what I'm talking about with documentation, because see, when you come with documentation to saying, okay, I went to Jamaica, I met with restaurant owner Dexter St. Jacques, and this is what packages they offer, dinner packages, meal packages, whatever. I just take the trips. I don't plan them. So y'all know what I mean, right? And then, like I said, put a plan in place in order, for you to sell these packages, like how you're going to do it. What is the thought process behind it? And you better be able to back up in your activity, right? You need to be able to document activity where it shows that you tried to promote and sell these packages. It's not just having a business plan. Let's go to your calendar. Okay, well, I don't see where you talk to anybody about this Jamaica excursion, right? So this is why it's important to document every single step. This is why your calendar is so important. You need to have, on October 21st, I talked to Lysandra about this package to Jamaica. She may consider it for fourth quarter, following up with her in, next October, whatever, right? Document the activity. So you've got to document the trip, who you met with, your business plan, and then document the activity. All of that is what is going to support you actually being able to write off this trip as a business trip, and not just you going and getting your life and trying to get a tax deduction for it. Okay. So, yeah, so I hope that, that explains that. Okay. I hope I have beat the, listen, y'all hear me talk about documentation until I am absolutely blue in the face, but that is the only thing, the absolute only thing that is going to really help allow you to defend yourself with the IRS. Okay. That's what it is. And please do not lie. Okay. That is the other thing. I'm going to say this and then I'm out. Do not lie. Do not say you met with said restaurant manager, hotel manager person on such and such a day and you didn't, because the IRS will call and check. Just to let y'all know. Okay. All right. So listen, I got to run, you guys. I really hope this helps you out. You got some value. If you did, make sure you share it out, especially to my travel agent friends. I have quite a few friends that are in the travel industry. So I want to make sure that, you stay on the right side of the law, because, even though your intentions may be right, if you don't have the proper defense, it doesn't matter. Right? It doesn't matter. Our Facebook Lives promoting trip okay as documentation. Actually, Stephanie, yes. Okay. Here's what you need to document for your Facebook Lives. You need to keep the link Get a spreadsheet, girl. Get you a spreadsheet, document the date, the link, you know, what you talked about, you know, what you were showing, whether you were showing some brochures, or if you happen to be, you know, doing a Facebook Live from the hotel, like, okay, listen, guests, right? This is for my, and when you're shooting this video, shoot it like you're talking to your customers. Okay, look, I'm about to listen. We're about to get down with this right now. So you got your Facebook Live, right? You up there, listen to my clients. We are in Barbados right now. I'm at such and such a hotel. And listen, with this travel package, you get this kind of room. You get, you know what I'm saying? You get the restaurant. You get all of this, all for the low, low price of whatever that's going to be. When, you know, we're booking such and such dates. Okay, that's your commercial right there, right? That's your commercial. Whatever you see them doing on TV, when you see the what's the resort, the Sandals resort, I think, when they show the people sitting in the hot tub, right? Them parasailing and all of that stuff. Yeah, girl, shoot your commercials, right? That's what sells. That's the beauty of live video. You get to shoot your own commercial. You get to be your own Oprah. Okay, so absolutely. Okay, so okay, so that's it, you guys, I think. All right, so that's it for me. You guys have a fantastic day. This is a fun one today. I didn't expect to have this much fun, but yes, thank you so much, you guys. Like I said, share this with somebody that's, you know, one of your travel friends or whatever. So like I said, let's stay on the right side of the law. Orange is not the new black. And yeah, okay. And for all my travel friends, y'all hook us sister up. No, I'm just teasing. But no, seriously, have a great time. You know, document your stuff. You guys stay on the right side of the law. All right. Thank you. I will see y'all next time. Bye.